Hey everybody, welcome back. IGN live at E3 2016. I'm Max, and I'm joined by Philippe and Greg from
Hi.
Don't Nod, and you're showing off Vampyr?
Yeah.
Yes.
What could this game be about, pray tell?
It's vampire, maybe?
So yeah, we've got this, you guys have just shown this off. It's an action RPG.
Yeah.
Yes.
Uh,
Third person.
Yeah, it's set in London in 1918, and you play as Dr. Jonathan Reed, who actually just became a vampire. So you are now compelled to sacrifice human lives in order to survive and grow stronger. And yeah.
and this is in the midst of, I believe, a Spanish influenza
Yeah,
outbreak?
exactly.
Yes, the worst pandemic the world has ever known.
Okay.
It's not only the Spanish influenza, it's just after the First World War, and the whole industrialization has happened. So a lot of people are feeling alienated and under a great deal of turmoil, I guess.
Okay.
And so as a doctor, you are really torn between your will to heal people and your need for blood. You know, it's actually a unique take on RPG evolution, as feeding on citizen will be the basis of your character progression.
Oh,
Basically, the more civilian you kill, the more XP you get, the stronger you are.
okay. But there's also a very clear element of morality there because
Yeah.
you're a doctor. You don't really want to be
Yeah,
doing that. They
well-
usually draw blood for different reasons, but
Yeah, exactly.
Duality is at the core of, it's one of the core themes. Like for Vampire, for instance, it's actually a monster, but you're still aware of everything you do. So you see yourself having to do all those things, all the craving for blood that you have, and then you're a doctor with a rational and scientific view of the world. But even with all the advances that have been in the science field, suddenly you're facing a mystic element in the vampire you have become, and everything is up in the air again. You have a lot of questions.
okay. Can you speak a little bit? Oh, here we've got dialogue trees, of course.
Yeah.
And will this change a bit as you? I mean, will you become more of a jerk as you get through the game, or a nice person, or is that?
It's up to
Well,
you.
it's up to you to
Yeah.
decide, but this is actually a very important character you are talking to, and depending on the choices you will make throughout the game, the relationships will evolve accordingly.
Okay. Are there romance options?
Yeah, sort
Yeah.
of.
Anything
Vampires
can
are
happen.
sexy, man.
Yeah,
But what's important
she's a vampire too.
is that it's not split between good things to do and bad things to do. There's not good karma, bad karma. Actually, you're a vampire. You're kind of a bad guy.
Yeah.
Anyway, no matter how hard you try, you're going to try maybe to mitigate the damage that you do to this world, or you can go full,
Yeah.
fully embrace your monstrous nature.
Now, vampires, in fiction have a wide range of different abilities and powers. How do these come into the game?
Well, actually, you will use also a wide range of vampire abilities. You have different skill trees that are tailored for different playstyle. So you can try different builds, you know. For instance, you have the Shadow Branch, which exploits the mystery of mist, all right? And a more aggressive branch, the Instinct one. And you also have mesmerize abilities to take control of citizens, you know, and force them to reveal important information. So yeah, this kind of stuff, you know, the vampire mythology is so large that we had to take choices in terms of what do we keep for the game and what do we not keep.
Is this open world here?
It's actually a semi-open world.
Okay.
So it's you will explore different districts of London seamlessly, with different level of verticality. You just saw a power that allows you to reach higher ground, and so it's not as big as an open world, but it's big enough to offer you the incentive to explore this immersive universe.
It's about freedom to roam wherever you want, but in a polished world.
Okay. This sounds like really intriguing. I'm very curious about this because it's just the intrigue of a vampire. Who are your enemies? I mean, obviously people. Like the daytime.
So you have different type of enemies, and the one you're gonna see are you will see them a little bit after, but they are vampire hunters, and they actually belongs to a secret faction that we call the Private Guard. And actually they have studied and chased down vampires for centuries. So there are they are a real big threat for you. You know.
Now,
And
you've been really messing up these doors here. Is there a lot of destructibility and
Yeah.
interaction with the environment?
yeah, a lot. Yeah.
Does stealth play a big role? I mean,
No, not really. It's not about stealth because you're still a functioning member of society. You're still a doctor. You come from a kind of a rich background. You have a residency in a hospital. This is the perfect cover for you as a vampire.
Oh, yeah.
It's all about not blowing it, but there's no stealth-based element. You really need that to move forward in a way.
okay. Now, obviously, vampires aren't so fond of sunlight. Is there a day-night cycle, or how does daytime come into play here?
No, the game only occurs at night, so it's yeah.
So with the passage of time, do you go back to your coffin or your bed or?
No, you don't go back to a coffin. Actually,
Okay.
you have different hideouts where you can rest, and actually, each time you kill someone, you have to rest somewhere to see the consequences of what will happen
Oh wow.
next. You know, because it will have consequences on all the NPCs. The guy who just murdered was connected to. Okay, but it can also have consequences on the environment. So you have to, to rest just to see the consequences.
Now that guy back there had a handgun and that was flashing. Can you use weapons?
Yeah, actually you use melee and range weapons
Okay.
that you learn to use at war because you were a volunteer.
soldier.
Ah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so the combat system is the melee system, but you also have a range of vampire abilities, of course, that you can unleash whenever you want. Well, if you have enough blood, which is the resource you need to trigger the power.
Now the Spanish influenza that's affecting the world you're in, does it affect you as a vampire?
Well, that's one of the things you wonder. You wonder how everything meshes together, and that may be one of the starting hypotheses of our doctor. Yes, at first he thinks vampirism is a disease like every other disease he knows, and he will try to cure it as such, but he will make many discoveries about it.
Oh wow. How much of this is explorable here? Can you go into?
You can go into
Everywhere.
any streets
Everywhere?
you see
Yeah.
around. You can go
Exteriors,
outside,
interiors,
inside,
yeah.
all seamlessly.
This is very impressive. Is that a dock? Is that water over there, or are you kind of in the city there?
Yeah, that's another place. There's the church just behind. And
Okay.
some nasty guy right there.
Oh, a crossbow. Uh-oh. Oh, here we go. Yeah, you've got
These
your.
are vampire hunters. They're actually looking for you most of the time.
Oh wow.
They are-
So yeah, they are pretty aggressive as they have years to observe a vampire, so they improve the gear
Oh,
above
wow.
the gear.
So they know more about vampires than you do.
Then you,
Actually, yes, and they are one of the few humans that know about the vampire's existence. You will also meet your peers, other vampires, and maybe other creatures too.
Man. Do you have boss fights in the game?
Yeah,
Okay.
we do.
Can you speak a little bit about what type of bosses they would be?
Well, you
Oh
could
my
have.
God! What is that?
That's one of your vampiric powers.
Yeah.
I didn't. That's a vampire power I was unaware of. That's like
There's a few new twists in your
That's
in our
badass.
vampire formula.
Are there any animal abilities? Because vampires frequently turn into things.
Nope.
And there are 3 branches that you can choose from to build your own
Okay.
area. And they explore each a different side. Some more instinctive animals, some playing with the shadows or the blood.
Yeah.
Okay. Are there is there character customization, or are you kind of just you sort of are this character? I mean, are you
You play,
aside from you know
Dr. Jonathan Reed is a given, as there is a lot of story around him. Yes, you play that character, you customize your skill tree, actually your power tree,
Okay.
but you play with that one.
can you put on like a hat or a cape, or are you kind of stuck wearing a coat?
This is something that may still be a bit. It's not with the armor or the clothes is not the focus of the game.
Sure.
You derive most of your power of your vampiric abilities and the stuff you carry around. You can craft some weapons. You can tweak some weapons. You have a wide array of melee and ranged weapons to complement your vampiric skill. So it will be more about the stuff you're gonna use in combat rather than where.
Now, just back there, we sort of profiled this man, and it looks like we're on the hunt now.
Yep.
Yeah. In fact, you have gathered information on this character, and you're getting interest in him a little bit more, and you found the box that actually belongs to him. So it will reveal you a new information about this character, because all the characters of the game have their own stories. You know, they all have activities, they all have relationship with each other. So you're gonna take time to investigate and learn more about each one. And of course, the more hints you collect on the characters, the easier will be your choice when it comes to fit on one of them. Because at some point of the game, you are forced to kill people if you want to level up. All right.
Now, is it kind of up to you who you choose to engage with in this world, or are there specifically just some characters more fleshed out than others?
It is completely up to you.
Oh wow!
It's up to you, and well, it really meshes with the combat aspect of the game because you get a real huge surge and boost of XP every time you feed upon a citizen, and the combat is the place where you can really unleash the power you get from that.
Okay. And here you actually mesmerize the guy to bring him to a place where nobody will notice you, and then you can embrace.
Oh wow!
This guy is done.
So,
oh boy.
So the thing is, this guy was a racketeer who extorts money from a merchant, and you also learned that he has a son living in Whitechapel with Hill. So by killing this guy, we create two different consequences. First one is the merchant will now have the possibility to prosper, you know, and he will sell to you more valuable items, for instance. But on the flip side, the son is now all by himself, and he will actually decide to run away from Whitechapel. So the responsibility of what could happen to him in the future is now yours. And what's interesting that you could have chosen to feed upon the son or the merchant instead,
or
and
no one at all.
Or no one at all, and the consequences would have been significantly different. So yeah, you really create your own experience.
Yeah, so you guys did Remember Me and Life is Strange. You have a thing for consequences, don't you?
Yeah,
exactly.
that's one of the main themes.
Yeah. I like this. Are you, is this a church we're going into here?
Yeah.
Actually, our character is feeling pretty bad.
Uh-oh.
I'm sorry to this.
Is that to
Oh, no.
confess?
No, that poor man, no. He's a man of the cloth. Don't do it.
Anyone is fair game.
Yeah?
But the life is the life. There's no black and white thing.
This
It's
is one of
never-
those
no
games
freaking-
that like demoing it makes me feel sort of like a jerk because I'm asking some stupid questions. But can you turn into a bat? And you're like, well, it's that man had a family actually, so maybe maybe we shouldn't have done that.
Monsters fall.
Now, what can you speak a little bit about? What's the where would this relationship go? Like, we're having a conversation with this man. Can we become really good friends? Is it gonna? I mean, is it?
Not with him. You are just here in the context of your mission to get some answer about your new condition. But yeah, you will encounter different important characters. You will build relationship with them. And this actually is just a vision of what can happen to a district if you kill too many people, for instance, because we also have a mechanic in the game that, let's say, check the health condition of the citizens, and if you kill too many of them, or if you let them die because they can be healed, okay, so you can also heal them.
Oh wow!
Right, and so if you kill too many people, you can just lost an entire district, and it become an hostile area where you have to fight.
Wow. Okay, you guys have a very impressive game on your hands. I think I tiptoed into the shallow end here, and then clearly this is a very deep and large game. Do you have a release date or window yet?
Next year.
Sometimes in the
Next year?
2017, and it's going to be out on PS4, Xbox One, and PC.
Excellent. Well, thank you guys so much for swinging by. Vampyr. There's a lot going on there. Pay attention to that one. I'm Max Scoville for IGN. This was my last appointment. Thank you guys for
Thank you
showing
very
off.
much.
That's a that's going off on a high note. IGN still has some more stuff on the live show, but on behalf of, well, myself, thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys around. Don't go anywhere.